Hello, grade 9. So, welcome to week 6 of quarter 2. So, ang topic po natin ngayon is about rationalizing radicals and conjugates. To start with, ang objectives po natin is simplify radicals by rationalizing the denominators, give the conjugate of radical expression, and value simplicity. So, simulan po muna natin sa isang priming activity kung saan i-rationalize natin ang denominator ng given expression which is 2 over square root of 5. So, paano ba ito i-rationalize? So, unang-una, ang titingnan po natin is the denominator. Kapag ito po ay radical, so imumultiply natin both numerator and denominator by this square root of 5. So, magiging ganito po yung solution. Ayan. So, ang given is 2 the square root of 5. Since ang denominator natin is a radical, we're going to express it as numerator and denominator. Ayan po. And then, proceed with multiplication. So, 2 times the square root of 5. So, para lang tayo nagmumultiply nung dalawang variables like product of x and y. So, i-combine lang natin. And then, square root of 5 times the square root of 5. Since pareho po silang nakaradical, so, i-multiply natin yan dalawa. 5 times 5 is 25. Since ang 25 po is a perfect square, i-extract natin yung square root. So, yan po ay magiging 5. So, ang magiging sagot po natin is 2 times the square root of 5 is 2 the square root of 5. Kukombine lang po kasi magkaiba sila. And then, the square root of 25 is 5. So, mawawala na po siya sa radical. Extracted na. So, this is the final answer. So, ganun po mag-rationalize ng denominator, which is just a review of the topic no week 5. So, proceed na po tayo. So, actually, meron po tayong dalawang part para sa week 6. So, unahin natin yung simplifying radicals by rationalizing the denominator. So, since meron na kayong idea about rationalizing the denominator gamit itong first activity, so dito naman po, magkakaroon tayo ng iba't ibang examples ng pag-rationalize ng denominators in different cases. Okay? So, unahin po natin sa pinaka-simple. Pero, bago yan, so ito yung mga bagay na kailangan natin consider in rationalizing the denominators. So, in a radical expression, there is a radical number in the denominator. So, yung naka-radical po. So, the expression is not simple, in the simplest form pa, kapag nakaganon. So, to eliminate the radical number, so kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, we should apply the rationalization process wherein imumultiply natin yung numerator and denominator by the number such that the resulting radicand in the denominator is a perfect nth power. So, depende kung anong klaseng nth power yung i-represent niya. Kung yan ba ay naka-square root, cube root, fourth root, fifth root, and so on. Okay? So, ito po yung unang example. So, simplify the square root of 3 over 2. So, sa first example natin, it is expressed in as 1, no? So, doon sa week 5 lesson, kung maaalala nyo, it is discussed the different law of radicals. So, ito po ay isang example na kung saan i-apply natin yung law of radical, which is the quotient law of radicals. Importanteng napanood nyo yung video lesson ng week 5 para mas maintindihan to. So, ang gagawin po natin, so rewrite lang natin yung given, and then, we're going to express the expression as two different radicals. So, since pareho naman siyang square root, so pag i-separate natin, it will be square root of 3 over square root of 2. So, dito kasi ay pinag-isa siya. So, pareho lang yan. So, the purpose of this is para ma-rationalize natin itong denominator kasi naka-express siya as radical. Ayan. So, since that is square root of 2, i-multiply natin both by square root of 2 over the square root of 2. Ayan. Yun. multiply natin. So, 3 times 2 is 6. So, that will be square root of 6. 2 times 2 is 4. Kaya ay magiging square root of 4. So, square root of 6 over square root of 4. And since ang 4 is a perfect square, so we are going to extract it. Kaya, magiging square root of 6 over 2. So, yan na po yung simplified form. Bakit ang 6 ay hindi pwede? Kasi hindi naman po siya perfect square. Okay? Next example. Okay, so ayan po ha. Reminders lang po. So, para po siya maging simplest form, there is no radical number in the denominator. So, wala na siyang radical, kagaya na. Kaya nga natin siya i-rationalize. Example 2, ayan. Separated naman yung radical unlike sa example 1. So, cube root of 48 and cube root of 6. So, for this solution, we're going to find the quotient of the radicand or kailangan nating hanapin yung mga factors nung nasa loob. So, 48, ang factors niyan ay marami. Pwedeng 3 and 48, 16 and 3. Pwede rin namang 6 and 4. As long as, make sure na magbibigay yung isang factor ay cube. Yan. So, ang factors for ng 48 na kukunin natin is 6 and 8. Kasi yung 8 po is a perfect cube. Sa 6, wala na. So, reduce natin. So, matitira po ay the cube root of 8. Since 8 is a perfect cube, extract natin. So, that will be 2. Kasi 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So, ganun lang po kasimple. Yan. Next, third example. So, ayun. Parang kagaya na example na 1 din. So, kagaya siya na example 1 as naka-express as 1 radical. And then, ang pag-factor naman ay parang sa example number 2. Hanapin natin yung factors ng 32 and 54 na kung saan dapat yung isang factor ay may cube. So, rewrite natin as different radicals. So, ang factors po ng 32 is 8 and 4. And then sa 54 is 27 and 2. Kasi yung 8 po is a perfect cube, 27 also is a perfect cube. And then, reduce natin si 4 and 2. So, that will be 1. Ito ay magiging 2. So, extract natin yung 8. That will be 2. And then, ang 27 is 3. So, may matitira po sa loob na 2. So, that will be 2 over 3 cube root of 2. Ayan. Cube root of 8 is 2. Cube root of 27 is 3. So, since na-reduce natin si 4 and 2, so, yung radicand sa loob is 2. So, cube root. So, that is the final answer. Okay? Fourth example. So, ganun din po. Almost same as example 1 and example 2. Combinations na siya. So, 6 the fourth root of 3 and fourth root of 2. So, sa solution nito, since wala naman talaga tayo may extract na fourth root ng 3 and 2, all you have to do is the smallest possible number where you can extract the fourth root. So, dito tayo sa ilalim kasi ito yung kailangan nating ma-rationalize, di ba? So, fourth root na possible na i-multiply natin kay 2. So, ang gagawin natin is, ayan, kung ano yung i-multiply kay 2, ganun din yung gagawin natin doon sa 3. Para magiging pareho sila. So, 2 times 8, so, that will be 64. Bakit 64? Kasi 64, the fourth root of 64 is 2. So, perfect fourth root siya. And then, since 8 na po yung ginamit natin dito, ganun na rin po ang gawin natin doon sa taas. Multiply na rin natin kay 3. Pero, okay lang naman kahit hindi siya fourth root, no? Ang kailangan lang kasi natin dito sa ilalim. So, 3 times 8 is 24. And then, 2 times 8 is 16. Now, since this is a perfect fourth root, so extract natin, the fourth root of 16 is 2. And then, sa taas naman, so there is no way for us to find the fourth root of 24. So, hayaan na natin siya. And then, so, yung whole number na 6. So, now, pwede na po nating i-reduce 6 and 2. So, by 2, so it will be 3. So, the final answer is 3, the fourth root of 24. Okay? So, ganun lang po. Kasimple. And then, for the second part is the conjugate of the radical expression. Ito naman pa ay napakadali lang. Ano nga ba ang conjugate? So, base dito sa example natin, we have this radical expression in the conjugate. So, the radical expression is 3 plus the square root of 2. So, ang conjugate niya is 3 minus the square root of 2. Dito naman is 5 minus the square root of 2. So, ang conjugate is 5 square root of 2. So, ibig sabihin, ang conjugate po is just the opposite of the radical expression. So, dito po is positive. So, ang conjugate niya is negative. Same expression, mag-iiba lang yung sign. So, meaning, that is just the sum and difference. So, dito naman po is negative. Pagdating dito ay naging positive. Ayan. So, ayan po ang conjugate. Now, so, since this is a positive and negative, we're going to find the product of the radical expression, no? And it's the conjugate. So, ang gagawin lang po natin is apply the sum and difference of your binomials, which is square the first and last. So, x and y. So, x is just a representation of the first term and y is the second term. So, ayan po. Para mas maintindihan, dito tayo sa example. Ayan. Find the product of the radical expression in its conjugate. Ayan. So, we have 3 plus the square root of 2, 3 minus the square root of 2. So, the solutions, ito yung gagamitin natin, the square of sum and difference of binomials. So, the first term is 3 and the second term is the square root of 2. Ayan. And, ang sign po is always negative. Ayan. So, first term, square lang daw natin. So, yung 3 and the square root of 2 is square din po. So, positive times negative is negative. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 2 is 4. Kaya square root of 4. Since this is a perfect square, extract natin. Kaya magiging 9 minus 2. So, the final answer is 7. Okay? Next. Yan. Ganun din po. Difference and sum or sum and difference. So, first term is 5. Square root of 5, second term is square root of 2. So, square ulit natin ang first and second term. So, ayan. Square the square root of 5, square root of 7. 5 times 5 is 25, 2 times 2 is 4. Since both is a perfect square, extract natin ito. Square root of 25 is 5, square root of 4 is 2. So, 5 minus 2 is 3. Okay? Yan. Third. Yan. Pag ganito naman for example, so, kailangan nating hanapin ang conjugate. So, ang conjugate po nito is 2 plus square root of 3. So, imumultiply naman po natin yan, both numerator and denominator. So, ito po yung original equation, 3, yan. So, conjugate niya, ito. So, yung naka-blue, so, imultiply natin numerator and denominator. Okay? And then, sa ilalim, express natin as sum and difference. So, ayun. First term. Ito yung second term. So, 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 3. So, magiging 9. No? Ayan. Diba? So, square root of 9 is a perfect square. So, yan ay magiging 3. So, 3 times 2 plus square root of 3. Hindi po natin pwedeng i-multiply because they are different. So, over 4 minus 3 is 1. So, the final answer is 3 times 2 plus the square root of 3. So, simple as that. So, thank you very much and God bless.